Atlanta United Fan TV 2-1 win. Barco, Hyman with the goals, efficient. But did we play ultimately how you wanted today, or was it lacking?
It wasn't bad, not bad. I'd say at the start of the first half, I thought the team looked real sharp, really kept on the front foot, really pushed it at CINCY. I think towards the end, before I go towards the end, I think CINCY came out with a game plan to really sit back with numbers behind the ball. And I do think that as a team, not to be too negative, as a team, I think we're still figuring out the best way to break down a team with a low block that puts a lot of numbers behind the ball and is really just, their aim is to get it out there with a point or to just get scraps, fight scraps, free kick, whatever. Their aim is to just get out there with a point or whatever. But that being said, like we saw so far this preseason, like we saw at the start at Nashville last week, Pitti, Barco, and Josef, if he was there, they're really starting to get their chemistry clicking. They're really starting to look for those quick 1-2s, and the way to break down a low block, a defensive team like that, is to get those little 1-2s just like that. So I see that progress. More of it will come once Adam Jan gets more of his feet set, gets feet wet, gets more settled. I think that even those hard defensive teams are going to have trouble against us.
We're getting really hard done by a lot of injuries at the back. I mean, kind of ridiculous. But how are the performances for you for, I guess, the 40 minutes for Wyke and then Campbell when he came in?
Wyke, not bad. I thought you could tell he's a little bit nervous with from last week at Nashville. Same a bit today. Clearly he's not Escobar, which is understandable. That being said, he goes out there, he does a job, he's solid. And while I hate to see anybody get injured, of course, I am glad that George Campbell, someone who has been so promising for the in our youth setup and whatnot, I'm glad to see him get this opportunity. So, and I thought he was, again, maybe nerves showed a little bit, but solid at the back. He's such a unit. So
I mean, at the end of the day, they saw out the match where, we had minimal, I think, kind of disturbances at the back, but I think maybe in midfield were we not, closing down as quickly as maybe we should have.
And CINCY as well towards the end, especially after we got that second goal, then they started to push, and they were, I don't know if I'd say on the front foot, but I guess so. They seemed more likely to create something than we did at that point in time, from the last 30 minutes or so. That being said, I think, given that we're a team that at times struggles against teams like CINCY that are organized defensively, that go out there and just put 9-10 men behind the ball most of the game. Once they get the push and the space opens up, that's when we I think come alive still. That's when Barco eats up the space. Hyman's not pretty good at eating up that space. Mulroney bombs down the wing with his pace. So even once we get those leads and the teams are forced to come at us, I think that's our chance to really, really take advantage and punish them. Yeah,
because definitely second half we still had a lot of chances on the break, and then arguably that 3-on-1. Well, what could have been?
Yeah. Barco, he had a couple of those opportunities. He probably could have had a hat trick tonight. That being said, a goal and an assist as well for him. Hyman as well with a goal. Hey, Hyman may be one of the ones that steps up. We're saying Barco and Pitti in the absence of Josef. They need to step up, and I think they've done a decent job, especially Barco. But hey, Pitti, Hyman, 2 goals in 2 games. You wouldn't expect it from him, but that's exactly what we need.
And what a celebration for Josef Martinez as well. The number 7 being held up, and also for the fans. Josef Martinez at the 7th minute.
Yeah. It just goes to show what an icon he's become in this city. And I have to say, I'm so proud of someone that's loved soccer for basically my entire life, that's dreamed of a team in Atlanta. We've waxed lyrical about the support of this club from the get-go, but this just shows another thing, that how Josef has taken to the fans and the rest of his team as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Barco, once he scored, held up a number 7 with his finger. And you see on Twitter and stuff the messages from Barco and the rest of the team, Pitti and the rest of the team, how they go and support it. I love how close-knit this team is.
Confident going into Tuesday?
Obviously not having Josef is a big deal, but I said this the first time, once I was at Motagua, which we played at Motagua. I'd like to consider myself optimistic. And yeah, losing Josef is a big deal, but still have Pitti, still have Barco, still have Rossetto, who again today you could tell he's just different class. You could tell with the way he moves, the way he touches the ball, just a different class. Castro as well coming in. Mulroney looks really promising. So Josef is a big loss, and with America as well, they're not quite the America that we beat last year at the Campeones Cup. I think they're pretty high up in the table in Liga MX, but they're vulnerable. They're not quite the same as they were. So,
different coach too.
Exactly, coach, exactly. And so, we go in there with confidence. It's going to be a game. They're going to come at us. They're not going to play like CINCY. They're going to try to push the initiative, which will free up that space for Pitti, for Barco, for Mulroney.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Not a different coach. I'm thinking Monterrey for some reason. Anyway, go on. Move on.
I tried to just ignore it, just keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to push the initiative. That'll open up the space for our top players. They'll be up for the occasion. This is the reason why we brought in players like Pitti and Barco, players who have played at Copa Libertadores and Sudamericana. So playing at Azteca shouldn't faze them. So it should be fun. I'm excited.